All right, welcome to the latest edition of the Inside Lacrosse Unit Talk series. We are live via Google Plus Hangout all the way from College Park, Maryland, with the Maryland Terrapins' third-ranked defense. We'll start with the back row, left to right, Matt Dunn, Goran Murray, Casey Ikeda. Front row, Niko Amato, Michael Ehrhardt, and Brian Cooper. How are we doing tonight, boys?
Good.
Thanks for coming on. I know it's kind of a miserable day everywhere in Maryland, but how are you guys feeling? I know coming off the ACC tournament was probably not the ideal way you would want to play up there, but how are you guys feeling at this point in the season? One regular season game left at home against Navy on Saturday.
We were disappointed at first, just with that loss on Friday night. We felt like we could have played a lot better, and we had a good chance to win. But looking on the brighter side, we got some extra days of rest. We got to prepare a little more. Everyone got to put in a little extra work, and we got some time back. And it's good not to play that extra game, though. We wish we were playing on that Sunday. Everyone got to heal up, get some rest, and looking forward now. We're just looking to keep getting better every week. And our final regular season game is on Saturday. It's going to be a special day, especially for us seniors. It'll be our last home game of the regular season, and it should be a good one.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, do you feel like you've been just drenched everywhere you go at this point? Friday night was pretty much a monsoon up there, and then this whole week, I understand you guys are at least able to get inside today, right?
Yeah, we had a practice in the bubble, short and sweet, but you know the weather's the weather. We're turtles. I guess we like the rain.
So, I guess what do you? I mean, what do you kind of work on at this point? You know, you guys started out the season 7-0, dropped a couple games after that. Still in a pretty good spot at number 7 in the country and 10-3. What are you kind of working on at this point in the season?
I would say we're just continuing working on trying to get better at practice every day. Still working on the fundamentals, trying to make sure defensively we're all on the same page. We're a pretty tight unit. We've played together for a couple years now, pretty much all of us. So, you know, chemistry's there, but we just got to make sure that, you know, each week we're preparing for the opponent, but besides that, also making sure that we're also improving our individual games in order to, you know, keep us going into the later part of the season.
Yeah, just a reminder to our loyal audience, you can ask questions right in the app, or else you can fire in on Twitter using the IL Hangout hashtag. But yeah, you mentioned the chemistry, and it is interesting how one veteran a unit you guys are, and how long you've been playing together. It's kind of the third season for kind of the core group having played together. What can you tell us about that chemistry, and what, you know, what's the key to you guys playing well together?
I would say that you know, we got to learn a lot of each other's tendencies. You know, we've kind of grown together on the field. You know, we got Matt last year, and now into this year. You know, Casey coming back last year and being healthy, and just like these guys in front of us right here. You know, we've stuck it out through a lot, and we got to the championship my freshman year. His junior year, his sophomore year, and these guys sophomore year, and you know, we learn from our mistakes, and every day we move forward, we try to get better in every facet of our game, and just like getting to know each other on and off the field, we've built so much chemistry, and that's helped us thus far.
Gotcha. What can you guys say about each other? Who's got kind of what role on and off the field? You know, you want to sling some mud? This is tell some good stories. This is your chance. You're on live TV.
Well, Mike's the heart of. Son's the coach's pet. Brian, I don't even know. You can't describe him.
Utility man.
Casey, Goran, I don't know.
Niko thinks he's like the funniest one, but he's not at all. He's like the joker. You know, a little bit of a coach's pet as well. He tries to catch on. Mike is like the team mom, I would say. Team mom or dad.
Yes.
He's always the one making sure that everyone's like giving 100% in the drills, and always the one, you know, staying on top of people, doing the leadership role, and also, you know, he keeps up his own individual performance pretty well too, but he's definitely the mom.
I would have to give G the hype man here.
Yeah.
Bringing the tunes to the game.
Yeah.
Barking at practice. Not really sure what he's saying, but he's loud.
What I gotta do?
Yeah.
What's the style of music you got going over there?
All hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the consensus favorite. No differentiation on that.
We got a little bit of electronic. You know, we gotta help out.
Mike's a big Katy Perry guy. But
One of my favorites.
Who's not? Nothing wrong there.
take Goran's iPod during pregame. It'll get ugly in the locker room, so and play his playlist through. But it's good.
Nice. Well, Niko, 4 years. You're the old man here. Only one of the second Terp, ever to be a four-time first-team All ACC performer. How has the defense changed, in your 4 years, and what's kind of the, what are you seeing in this group heading into your last run here?
Yeah, those are pretty good honors, but I have to thank my teammates for stuff like that. Over the years, I don't think the defense has changed too much. It's always been consistent here at Maryland. That's something they hang their hat on. These guys have learned from some great guys before them. The guys I played with at first, Brett, Max Schmidt, Ryder Bowander, and their work ethic. It speaks volumes for these guys. They came in right away, worked hard, and now they're great players themselves. And Dunn came in. He's kind of the newer guy, and he kind of picked up learning from guys like Mike, Jesse, Brian, Case, Goran, and we haven't really missed a beat in a while. So we're just looking to keep that going.
Yeah, pretty amazing run this unit has been on. Matt, as the youngest guy in the group, sophomore, what have you kind of picked up from these guys in kind of your transition into the college game and learning this high level of play?
Coming in and playing with guys like this is definitely intimidating at first because obviously as a high school player I would watch them play on TV and then next thing I know I'm on the same field as them. And at first it's really fast and all these guys are great, but they make it an easy transition. They're easy to play with because I know that if I ever mess up, they'll have my back, and it's the same way all the way around. So they all made it really easy to come in. It's just great playing with them.
Gotcha. Well, the first question that came in was actually for you, Matt. What is your favorite pregame meal? From Nick Manis.
Pregame meal? Well, I guess I'm a chicken parm kind of guy. Get the carbs and protein in there, the cheese. Yeah.
Anyone else can answer that too if they want to chime in. If you guys got favorite pregame meals.
Niko has a tendency to order boneless and/or bone-in wings from the hotel the night before.
And you can't forget his cheesecake. He gets
and some cheesecake as well. I'm a big cheesecake guy, Goran.
Me and Goran room together on away trips, and we don't like to discuss our room service. Keep that under wraps.
That's what we do, baby.
That's off the record.
Yeah. Cut that out.
Yeah, we'll bleep that out. We'll go back. Well, yeah, for you Philly guys, what's the best cheesesteak in Philly?
Larry.
You sound like you're experts.
I'm an expert on that. I've been to the most places. I'm going to go with Phil's on 23rd and Passyunk Avenue. It's the best. Casey?
I went there with him. It's top 2, 3. It's up there.
Yeah.
I'm a big D'Alessandro's guy myself. They're huge, but I don't know. What do you got, Jake?
I'm going to disagree with both of these guys because I don't know what they're talking about. But Larry, 54th and City Line, that's the spot.
Wow. All right. Well, next year when you guys are when our listeners at the Final Four, they can check out those spots. Good. Thanks for the advice on that. And then another question from Max Derrick going specifically into pregame songs. You guys kind of mentioned the style, but any specific pregame songs that you guys are liking this year?
G, what do you got, G?
Worst Behavior by Drake. What else? This song by Mobb Deep. Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep. Running, old school
It's a
remix
classic.
of Biggie and Tupac. Some more Drake, Draft Day, trophies. We made it. A little bit of, that's the majority right there.
Good. All right, that's great. I think hopefully there'll be some high school kids rocking those tunes this weekend at their games. That's good stuff. Well, why don't we take it back to the field a little bit? Many of you most of you have been, all the way to the championship game. What do you think is going to be the key to? What is the key to success now in the playoffs and making sure you're peaking at the right time and playing, 4 good games in a row to get to where you guys want to be?
Everyone's just got to buy in, and the attention to details and the focus and the energy level needs to be there starting at practice. They need to put in some little work by themselves, and that just starts throughout the season, and you create habits, and by the time postseason comes, you really got to stay true to all that stuff and really make sure it's important. And everyone's just got to stick together. We got to play hard. You got to give everything you got, and you only get so many chances at this, and for us, it's our last chance, and we're going to be really striving to get to that goal, and we've been there in the past, so we're telling those younger guys, just follow our lead, and we'll show you how to get there. So.
What was kind of the immediate reaction? Last year obviously didn't end the way you guys wanted it to. What was kind of the immediate reaction after that game, and what was kind of the focus, the push moving forward, especially for you seniors when this was your last run? What's kind of been the focus to maximize that and change it to the point where you want to get to that national championship?
Well, last year was disappointing. We kind of got embarrassed on our own field, and I think kind of last year we kind of tail spun out at the end, and this year what we learned is we got to keep things, like a little more fun and a little shorter, not really drain the team out. And we've had a good balance with our team this year. We got some older guys, we got a lot of younger guys, so it's a whole new life to this season. And I think this year moving forward, I think the teams that are most successful are the ones that, like Mike said, buy in and bring a high energy level every day. And even though it gets tough in May, the weather's warm, girls are out, you got to stay focused on what you want and what you're here to do.
Gotcha. Well said. One other thing I wanted to ask you guys about with Jesse Bernhardt joining the coaching staff this year, how's that been? What kind of role has he had? And obviously a guy that many of you played with, all of you played with. What kind of role has he had on you guys?
Jesse's great. Obviously, he's a fantastic player. He's still in the Team USA tryout and everything. That's just a testament to him. And he's so smart with the game. Works so hard. Continues to work hard. He is lifting weights and everything, training for his own season with the Bayhawks. And so just to have that mentor and role model still around the team is great. And then his knowledge of the game has obviously been awesome. I know Mike made the transition to long pole mini from close this year, and Jesse's done a lot for him in that regard, teaching him the little intricacies of that position, just because it's a little different than close. And just as a leadership thing, he was one of the captains on our team last year, and so having him back is awesome. And Jake as well is great for us too.
Gotcha. Yeah. Mike and Brian, kind of both some position changes. What's been the key to those transitions working out the way you want them to?
I would say it was a pretty easy transition, just with the help of everyone around me. And I had people give me some tips here and there, and it was awesome having Jesse back. He would kind of critique every little thing I do. He would shoot me some texts like, maybe you could do this, maybe you could do that. He would help me watch film. I think the film work with Coach Connery and Jesse really helped out with the transition, just because it's a little different position, but having these guys behind me helped me out whenever, and I would say it was an awesome transition.
Yeah, I was when I moved to close, I was with Mike and Goran, our sophomore year, Goran's freshman year, and that was just kind of out of need. Casey was in position pretty much to start in the fall, and then he had a season-ending injury pretty much, and so I moved down there and then played throughout that season. And then last year, Casey came back from injury, it was 100%, and then we had Matt Dunn coming as a freshman who was pretty far advanced as far as freshmen go, and they both could play close. So, the coaches and I talked, and I moved back to shortstick, which is what I played my whole life up until that point. And so it was a little bit smoother transition going back to shortstick just because I was used to it and everything. And I had, guys like Landon Carr, who was a senior last year, who kind of guided me back into that transition and showed me how to play at the college level D-Midi. But, just being surrounded by so many other good players, it makes moving around positions and everything so easy because we are truly a unit. Like, that's how we play. And so just one guy, moving into a different area doesn't really change that much. It doesn't change the team mentality we have.
Gotcha. We got a question coming in from Tyler Firestone. For the long poles, what is your favorite check to throw?
Ehrhardt.
I would say I have the most freedom throwing checks. I don't really throw much. I kind of just do a ding-dong check or a nice swipe check. Occasional windshield wipe, occasional over the head, but that's about it. Nice wrap check too. So that's about it.
Just listen to
I would say the window swipe check is probably my favorite one.
All right.
I've never heard of that one, but okay.
Go on.
But for me, I took a page out of Cooper's book my freshman year, and we really got into competition my freshman year, and I took that with me throughout my game throughout the years, and I like the can opener.
Wow.
Peace.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess I'm the least checker of the group, you could say. But I kind of like the ding dong a little bit. Take it over the head, come back down.
I don't really throw too many checks. I don't get stuck inside a lot, so I guess my favorite check is a nice hard slap check.
Not the ego check.
The what check?
The
Ego check, yeah.
Nice. And just you guys are kind of a bunch of Philly guys, but a little Long Island, a little Baltimore, a little Annapolis, kind of a good mix of geography in there. Who'd you guys look up to when you guys were coming up through the ranks? What players were your idols?
Why don't we let the little Maryland and Long Island guys go first?
All right, I'll start. So I grew up a Maryland fan. I grew up watching D-Middies play. Once I knew that was what I was going to play in college, guys like Dan Burns, Dean Hart, and then Landon when I was in high school as well. So getting to see those guys play in person and get to be on the same team as someone was awesome because those were the guys I watched.
Growing up through high school, I loved watching Brian Farrell play, and I had the privilege of playing with him my freshman year, and just learning a lot from him, and him coming back on the staff last year was awesome too. So I continue to learn from him, and just someone that I looked up to growing up, and just watching his game evolve, and he's a great guy.
Yeah, along with Mike, I was a big Maryland fan growing up, and I always watched their defensive players, and Brian Farrell, I loved his game in transition. I always thought it was awesome seeing long pole score, and just guys also Jesse, Bernhard, and the Schmitz playing. So I always tried to kind of mold my game off of what I saw them do.
I guess when I was really young, I watched a lot of the Connoisseur high school games, and P.T. Ritchie was always a great pull for them. Then I loved his games. And then once I got here, I think one of my favorite players to watch was just a Ryder Bolander type player. He didn't get a lot of credit, but he was always the guy in the right spots, making sure the defense was working. And when he was in his matchups, he did a great job winning them and just throwing those hard checks down on the inside.
It's gonna be a little hard for me. I didn't really start playing until ninth grade, but you know, I was always a fan of Kyle Harrison, but kind of mainstream guy. But other than that, defensively, I mean, once I got into lacrosse, I started following schools I was interested in, and that would be Maryland. So overall, I would say Maryland defense, because in high school, there was always a video on YouTube of the Maryland defense. I used to watch that with my buddies, and that always got me going. Like, if I ever wanted to play defense in college lacrosse, I always wanted to play for Maryland. So.
For me, the obvious answer is I like Doc a lot. I was a season ticket holder to the Philadelphia Barrage, so I watched a ton of goalies. But quote book, I used to like watching Jesse Schwartzman when he was a sophomore at Hopkins, because he just seemed like he was a real clutch goalie in the tournament, especially the Final Four in Philly. You know, he had a bunch of good saves, and I think they ended up winning the national championship that year. So I kind of liked him until I knew better. So.
Nice. Well, yeah, just trying to look at Twitter and see if there's more questions coming in. Joe Sweeney, our own Inside Lacrosse video expert, pointing out that I forgot. I apologize. Some Flyers fans that are missing Game 7. I apologize for making you guys miss Game 7. Well, a portion of it. We'll get you out of here in a little bit. Just a couple more questions. But we do have an important question from Furious Styles. Whose mustache is better, Henry West's or Brian Cole's?
Henry West.
Wow, not even close on that one.
Not even close.
We're patriotic over here.
Yeah. Not Cole.
From Nick Dioto, what's easier, man or zone, and why? Interesting question.
Man,
I think man's easier for us.
Yeah. We don't really like going into zone much, but obviously switching it up, giving the offense a different look, it's just something that we got to prepare for. But we love playing man as a group, and I think any guy would say that.
Gotcha. And then another question from Josie Wolf. What's your advice to high school players now who want to play in college? Any good tips that can kind of get some of those kids, getting seen, getting better, whatever it may be?
Something to get better, I always thought, was to master your stick. Wall ball every day, and really learn to love the game and everything that comes with it. Because I think what a lot of kids don't understand when they get to college is how hard it is, how many hours you put in, and what else you have to do with the strength and conditioning programs and all that. So you really gotta love the game and not just be here to be here. So
I would say to don't specialize in just lacrosse, to go out and play other sports. Because growing up, I took a lot from basketball. As a defenseman, I took a lot of the footwork and just a lot of the keys from that into lacrosse, and it really helped me evolve into the player that I am today. And just football too. So just go out there and play as many sports as you can. Don't really specialize in one sport.
I don't know. I was just saying, continue on that note. Play all different kinds of sports, and then you really want to focus on lacrosse, incorporate everything you learn from those other sports.
I would say always just play your hardest. You never know who's watching, and they could just watch 1 minute of your game and they see you take a play off for that 1 minute. Just look back at yourself, so always just try and give whatever you got the whole time.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Casey. Me and Niko coach the Blue Chip camp in the summer with Travis Reed and Jake Reed and stuff. So we see a lot of the kids who have dreams of playing, and I would just say just play as hard as you possibly can. You never know who's gonna watch and who's gonna be like, oh, that kid's playing hard. You can play for my team any day. That type of attitude.
What would you say? Maybe keep that GPA high.
Yeah, I'd say keep the grades high, keep the doors open.
Honors.
Smart boy.
Let's get the attitude.
Nice, keeping you guys in check. Well, tell us a little bit about the offensive guys. I mean, a lot of hype coming around, especially the younger guys, with that recruiting class coming in, and then Mike Janchuk's having a great year. Wharton nominee. Tell us a little bit about going up against those guys every day, what you've seen in them, maybe a little bit of the evolution that you've seen over the season. If you wanna get them back for anything during practice, you can tee off on them right here. So just tell us a little bit about the offense.
Honestly, I kind of felt bad for them in the fall a little bit. We beat up on them pretty badly most days. But you can see now that they're really, a lot of those guys came in and they did great in high school and stuff. And the fall is a little bit different time, especially your freshman year. But their transition that they've made throughout the year is kind of huge. As you can see, each game they're all just playing a little more confidently and a lot better.
Yeah, I would say, we really go at one another in practice. Especially me, I like to hype everything up. I talk a lot of smack to all the guys. I let them know. And we push each other around, and that's I think makes everyone better. And all the younger guys that like Matt said, we kind of bullied the offense in the fall, but they've held their ground, they've grown, they know what to do in certain circumstances, just because we go hard every day at one another. So.
Gotcha. Well, just a couple more questions for you guys. One that I was actually curious about as well from Brian Goodson for Goran. What's up with the white leg sleeves that you've been wearing? Is that style or is that more of a functional knee brace kind of thing?
I always wore knee braces last year and the year before, my freshman year. And instead of having the knee brace fall down, I just got longer spandex, so now they cover my knees, so I don't got to worry about them falling down.
That's what I figured. Yeah, thank you for clarifying, everybody else. Well, let's talk a little bit about, once again, Navy at home at Byrd Stadium, Saturday, 1 o'clock, senior day for you guys, also a local rivalry, and, obviously your last regular season game, which is fairly important, but also you guys will be kind of, awareness for pancreatic cancer. You guys will be wearing purple shooter shirts, which is pretty cool. Just kind of talk a little bit about that and what people can expect. Also senior day for you guys, but what people can expect on Saturday at home for you guys.
Well, Navy's always a really tough team to play against. Growing up, coming to the Maryland Navy games, they're always really, really competitive. I'm sure we won't see anything different this year. We have a lot of respect for those kids and what they do, and they play so hard. And for us, it's senior day. We just got to make sure our seniors have our head on straight, and don't let the emotions get the best of us. Come out and still be ready to play a lacrosse game. And then with the Lust Garden Foundation, that's for pancreatic cancer. You can see from Mike's purple hat, that has been a thing within our team ever since Ryan Young played here 4 years ago. His mom passed away from pancreatic cancer. So we just do it to raise awareness about it, I believe. We organize some donations and stuff from alumni and some of the ticket sales. Also go towards the research. So it's just a really good cause to get behind. It's obviously something that affected this program, and as well as cancer has affected a lot of people on the team's individual lives. So it's just something to get behind. It's a great cause, and gives us a little more to look forward to going into the game.
Gotcha. Nice. Well, again, Saturday, 1 o'clock at Byrd Stadium. And then Selection Sundays. Big event Sunday, 9 p.m. live on ESPN. You will have full coverage on InsideLacrosse.com. You guys 10-3, number 7 in the country, number 8 RPI, 2 top 5 wins, 2 top 20 wins as of right now. How are you guys feeling you're going to be seated? Last year I think everyone can kind of agree that you didn't get the most favorable seed and positioning in the world. So how do you feel coming into this year's Selection Sunday?
I don't think we're really focused on that right now, but, the tournament's the tournament. There's 16, 18 teams, whatever. The seedings don't really matter. There's so much parity in lacrosse right now that, you gotta be on your game to play and beat anyone any given day. So if we want to be the best, we're gonna have to play everyone. So, we're really not focused on what we draw. We're just focused on ourselves.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. I mean, any team that makes it into the tournament has a legitimate chance this year to make a run at it. So we really haven't focused at all about where we're going to sit. We're just going to know that if we get in, we're going to play a tough opponent in the first game.
Gotcha. Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate it. I'll throw one last question at you because it's a pretty good one. It's a pretty important one. From Noah Feinstein, Niko, has anyone told you look like Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, I've gotten Mark Wahlberg, Lionel Messi, two superstars at their craft.
Nice. Lionel Messi, that's a great call. I didn't think about that until you said it. That's classic.
Oh, man.
Any other good lookalikes on the squad, actually, while we're on that topic?
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
What is that?
We got Wesley Snipes,
Wesley Snipes.
a guy from Hangover.
Funny.
I don't even know.
Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake. I get
Old
Timberlake.
school, old school Timberlake.
90s.
90s Timberlake.
BT.
Like, what do you got?
Mikey
Fish? Patrick Fisher?
We got a lot.
Nice. Solid. Well, excellent work, guys. We really appreciate it. We wish you guys the best of luck this weekend and looking ahead to the NCAA tournament. But thank you so much. Any last words for your loyal fans out there?
Hello, G.
No, we're good.
All right.
Go Terps.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank
Thank you.